So how does one burn through the fire of spirituality so that you can move on and evolve, so that you can change your life, you can be happier, freer, and live a life that is more in alignment with who you want to be and who you want to become? So of course, in doing all of that, you have to let go of stuff. You have to throw shit into the fire. So how does one actually go about doing that? And it's a twofold process. On the inside, one has to develop a capacity and understanding and feeling for this empty conscious witness awareness, so that you begin to identify with that more so than the personal self and all of its likes and dislikes and personality and ego and etc. And then what happens is that you begin to see that the whole world of your personality and ego and likes and dislikes and who you've identified with begins to put a bad taste in your mouth. You're not interested in that group of friends anymore. Throw them into the fire. You're not interested in that work. Throw it into the fire. You're not interested in partying until 2 a.m. Throw that into the fire. You're not interested, it gets narrower and narrower. You're not interested in going to church anymore. Throw that into the fire. You're not interested in rubbing crystals on your forehead. Throw that into the fire. You're not interested in the law of attraction. Throw that into the fire. What you're interested in is fundamentally knowing who you are. So you keep throwing shit into the fire. You're not interested in the previous life of drama that you had with a family member. So you throw that relationship into the fire. You're like, okay, I can no longer give my energy and time to that person. I need to have a boundary and say, okay, once a year, but otherwise I'm done. You throw that into the fire. It really does require an internal change and an exterior change. You can't have one without the other. If you make exterior changes without the internal change, clearly you're just adding more shit to a flawed and suffering and depressed and separate personality. You're just buying a new car. You're just getting a new home. You're just getting more friends, more money, and nothing is changing on the interior. Well, if you change the interior and yet your whole life on the exterior is remained the same, then that's no good either. It really does require both. On the inside, we find this great appeal and this great love affair for silence and for space and for peace and for happiness. And you recognize that that's the source of happiness. And then simultaneously you recognize that the source of your unhappiness has been how you have identified with all of the grasping and seeking and wanting and needing and wanting of the exterior personality and all of its peculiar and particular demands and conditions that must be met in order to find that happiness. You get exhausted by that. So all of that complicated, drama-filled personality bullshit gets thrown into the fire. And the fire is a good metaphor because there's always a resistance in the burning quality. And it can always be not fun to let go of certain friend groups, to stop certain work, to live in a certain place, and you move on. But you really have to put your foot down and say, this is who I am and this is what I want. I am exhausted with this life and I want something else. So you kind of reach a point where the fire is your only choice, and you don't care, and you're done with it. Am I being hyperbolic here? Am I exaggerating? I don't think so. I think that there really does need to be in order to progress in spirituality, especially of this kind of mature spirituality, this kind of know thyself, spiritual badass, Zen, non-dual, spiritual awakening type of work, you really do have to feel as though you're ready to throw some shit into the fire. It just is not something you can falsely create or pretend. There needs to be a finality to your, okay, I'm done living here, I'm done hanging out with these people, I'm ready to move on. And so into the fire, all of that goes. I hope this has helped you sort of to make the next step, that it is green-lighting you and giving you permission to change. It's as simple as that. To move on, to dismantle, to change friend groups, change diet, change work, all of that, in conjunction with the internal work that you're doing, is part of the process. When you hopped into the Jeep with me and said yes to going on an adventure, you changed. You said, okay, I'm going to leave my previous life behind and get in this Jeep with this crazy guy, and we're going to go visit strange places and have strange experiences. That was you stepping outside of your box and into an uncomfortable, awkward, and strange place. And I know all that is metaphorically and symbolically happening in the book, but what I'm saying to you right now in this video is that that really is the case. You really need to step outside of your box, of your previous life, and throw it into the fire. I hope this has helped, and I will see you in the next video.